Today, we're delving into a common sentiment: men want to feel wanted. But what does this really mean? Imagine you're a guy living in the same building as a female friend, strictly platonic. Suddenly, she calls you downstairs without explanation, only to ask for help carrying her shopping up to her apartment. You're taken aback, questioning why she thought this was acceptable. Her response: men want to feel wanted. Does this resonate with you? Or does it incite frustration, labeling it as low-effort female nonsense? Let's dive in.
Men want to feel wanted. What's your understanding or interpretation of this? I'm a guy. I live in the same building as a female friend of mine. Non-sexual, just a friend. She recently called me ASN, asked her to come downstairs without explaining. Once I got there, she asked me to help carry her shopping up to her apartment. Annoyed, I asked her why she thought that was an okay thing to do, and she gave me the line, "Men want to feel wanted." I got pissed at this as I consider it to be low-effort female nonsense. How is calling me to do stuff for you making me feel wanted? Utter nonsense. Kindly give me your opinion on this and on ways women can make a man feel wanted.
He has shared his take on the notion that men want to feel wanted, sparked by a perplexing encounter with a female friend. Do you agree that men desire to feel wanted, and if so, what does that look like to you? Let's see the insights and experiences from the comments section.
Call me because you are interested in how I'm doing, not because you want a favor. Hang out with me because you enjoy my company, not because you need my advice. Date me because you're interested in me as a person, not because I'm a safe choice that keeps you from being lonely on a Friday night. Initiate sex with me, don't just occasionally let me know that you will allow it if I try. I had a cousin that owned a truck. Friends would call up to talk for about 20 minutes, and then ask if they could borrow the truck for this or that. He sold the truck. These friends don't call anymore. I want to feel wanted for who I am, not for what I can do for others. One of the reasons I try not to tell people I work in IT, and if I have to, I downplay what my job entails. Everyone wants you to help with their PC issues or other technical issues like routers, etc. It's exhausting. I recently got into HVAC. Already at the community college, the teachers were telling us the importance of saying no to or start demanding money from all the friends that are going to want favors with nothing to offer in return. I'm a year in and starting to see why trad-eyes frequently are only friends with other trad-eyes. I think she misunderstood between wanted or needed. Wanted is desired. Needed is, can you help me fix a problem? I didn't want to use it. There's a big difference between the two. I want to feel wanted equals I want to be used by feeling wanted. I want my presence to be welcomed. I don't want to be an outsider, an unwanted outcast who doesn't belong there. I want to actually be a part of the group I'm with. By feeling wanted, I do not want to be someone's personal assistant. It's okay to just do stuff for people if they need help. I normally just need them to have good manners. Hey, I could use a hand. I will owe you one, etc. If they are rude or pushy, well, exactly. It's funny how women's idea of making men feel wanted is getting them to do something that benefits the woman. I.e. coming over to fix something, picking them up and walking them somewhere when it's late, etc. I'll gladly do that if you're making me feel wanted in other ways. Cook or buy me lunch or dinner from time to time. A damn ham sandwich would be enough. Call me over to just hang out with you and your group of friends, etc. It's not that bloody hard.
The statement, men want to feel wanted, reflects a fundamental human desire for validation and appreciation. It suggests that men, like everyone else, seek emotional connection and reassurance that they are valued and needed in their relationships. Let's keep reading some comments.
I have a physically disabled partner. I am almost always needed. There are things she physically can't do, and I need to do them for her. I have no problem doing that. But for a while before we had a pretty deep talk, I rarely felt wanted. Doing tasks for her and helping her with her care is a need. So doing other things, spending non-essential time doing hobbies around each other, more frequent sex, sharing what we were looking at on our phones made me feel way more wanted. I love helping friends when they need it. I like being a guy people can rely on. But just having me do a basic chore for you is not what I signed up for. Some people may feel differently. Being exploited is not being wanted. Yes, men want to feel wanted. In a romantical or sexual manner. Not as beasts of burden. Feeling wanted, yes. Being a chore monkey is not wanted. That's just being used. Your friend is confused between wanting to feel wanted and wanting to feel used. I mean, I do want to feel like people want me, but want me for me, not want me to do shit for them. Making me feel wanted means showing me how into me you are. Men want to feel wanted in the sense we want to feel desirable. I like feeling strong, being told I'm intelligent, feeling like I'm trusted. I still think about how a lady asked me to open a pickle jar for her like 5 months ago. Best feeling ever. What she did was make you feel used. That's not you being wanted. That's your strength being wanted. There's nothing special or personal about you, and I want someone stronger than me to carry my stuff. You could have been replaced by anyone else who could have done the job as well. My wife was a real looker back in the day. Still pretty to me, but it's been 40 years and she doesn't turn heads the way she used to. One time at her house, her brother said something about how she turned down a lot of guys, and I asked him why. She walked in the room and said, "I didn't want any of them. I wanted you." I felt like $1,000,000 per month, because that was about me in particular. Men want to feel wanted. Men want to feel needed. That is not what she was doing. What she was doing was using you for free labor. Feeling wanted is not accomplished by using someone. Everyone likes to feel wanted. Nobody wants to feel used. A subjective example of making someone feel wanted is giving a small but thoughtful gift, or asking their advice on something and then following it. What she was doing sends this message subconsciously. It says she's assuming that she is so high status and that you are so low status that her using you for menial tasks will be a gift for you. That communicates arrogance, disdain, and narcissism. It doesn't especially sound like she's a good friend. We want to be wanted as the person. She just wanted any man. We want to be wanted as who we are as a human. As with all gender role archetypes, they won't apply to everyone in a gender, so her assuming this from you is unintelligent at best and disingenuous at worst. Everyone, men and women, want to feel wanted in a relationship, because the alternative is feeling like someone settled for you or has just passively agreed to be in a relationship with you, and no one I know wants that kind of relationship. So I suspect she's actually misquoting the actual gender archetype for men, which is that men want to feel needed. This is based purely on gender stereotypes or roles, which espouses the belief that many men feel a natural affinity to be providers and protectors, and that they will be unfulfilled in a relationship where either the woman doesn't need him because they're financially independent, or if they are the main breadwinner, or if they're physically stronger than him. For example, some women who believe this will pretend to not be able to open a jar and get their man to do it just so he feels needed. But I have never heard someone use the above in the context of getting a platonic friend to carry groceries. Usually this only applies in an established romantic relationship, so as I said, she's either really unintelligent or just trying to gaslight you.
Feeling wanted boosts self-esteem and strengthens the bond between partners, fostering a sense of belonging and love. Let's continue reading.
Apart from immediate family, I find not being punctual helps. I'm not talking hours, I'm talking days. I'll pop over when it suits me. Unless, of course, they have a habit of throwing me cash. Then it's likely I'll be over today to have a look at it. The worst is when your said friends shop you out to other people for your services. Oh, your router is acting up? Ben here can totally help you with that. Note that this was in the middle of a convo while I was eating barbecue at his house. Felt like I was being used, or I was some sort of bargaining chip. Taking advantage of a friend's knowledge and skill and not offering to pay them is really scummy behavior. As a car mechanic, so much of what I do is easy enough that anyone should be able to. If a friend asks me if I can replace his brakes or something, I'll say no, but I'd lend him some tools and tell him what to do as he replaces his own brakes. Not one taker yet. My best friend is a plumber. This is the way. He has done very little actual work on my house, and the bit he did I paid him for. Loaning me tools and drinking my beer while I do the labor, though. That's different. I once asked my GF why I had to initiate every time. She said, "Because you're the boy and I'm the girl." Gender expectations fuck people up, man. She really liked sex. She just thought it was not her place to initiate. If we had stayed together longer, broke up for unrelated issues, then I like to think I could have helped her discard that particular belief. This is why I ended things with the last woman I was seeing. Like, she definitely was into me, but very much a passive lover, and after a couple months it became apparent I was initiating like 98% of the time. I like to think I'd still be comfortable with it being mostly me, just not overwhelmingly so. I had an ex once that had super intimacy and touch issues because she was molested as a child. What I didn't know was that she did want to have sex, but only while drunk and without asking. She set up a whole thing where I'd have to stay over after a party, and she invited me to her room to sleep. Me knowing all her issues and how drunk we were, I wasn't gonna do anything and was happy to just be able to snuggle her. Then she started rubbing her ass on me, so I asked, "Hey, are you good? Is there something you want?" And she just pretended to be asleep. So next morning she's upset. I leave, later get an angry call from her demanding to know why I didn't fuck her and how I was stupid to not act on those signs. Like, you wanted me to rape you with no communication because my gut said these were signs that you wanted it? She said, yeah, that's the whole idea. I never talked to her again. This sums up the last fling I had. We would be hanging out watching a movie or something. I'd make a move, she'd say no. She herself never made moves on her own. I swear to God I had to try and read her mind to know when it was appropriate to try to initiate sex. And most of the time she'd just lay prone immobile and not even give me a hint or moan that I was pleasuring her, which was a turn off, because if I don't know the woman isn't into it, the sausage goes flop. The only time I remember her ever initiating something was when I picked her up after hitting the gym, and for some reason she said the smell of my sweat made her horny. Eventually I decided I was too old for this shit and stopped calling her. She never cared. I then realized she just wanted to hang out at my house for free while using my hot tub and eating my food.
The phrase, "men want to feel wanted," is often used to convey that men, like anyone else, appreciate feeling needed and valued. However, in this situation, it appears that the use of the phrase came across as manipulative or self-serving. In general, making a man feel wanted involves more than just asking for favors. It's about showing genuine appreciation, recognizing his efforts, and expressing affection and respect. True emotional connection and validation go beyond utilitarian requests. Subscribe for more.